What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Hollywood Sports, back on the My League. I'm Boston Celtics, man. We out here in Toronto, man. We out here in Toronto trying to get another win. Ooh, let's go. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Hollywood Sports. That's my man Jason Tatum, ready to roll, stretching out right there.
Kevin Harlan. He'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline.
Yeah, let's go. Rolling basketball all between them.
Well, the Toronto Raptors rolled the dice last season and gambled on acquiring Kawhi Leonard.
This is the kind of sideline reporting we need in Madden, guys. We need this in Madden.
Able to be a free agent in 2019.
Part of the living worlds on the sideline.
Winning the 2019 NBA title, anything else is gravy.
The first title in franchise history, DA. Such a huge moment for the team, city, and the country.
That's the big man right there. We got to stop.
And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lowry.
And looking at his offensive numbers from
he's the one we're going to have to put some pressure on.
Teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work.
He's a man in Toronto right now, I guess.
And they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward.
There's the starting lineup, guys. Let's get it.
And it's Cantor in at the 5 down low. And
Let's
for Toronto, Lowry and Powell, the guards. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward. And the Toronto Raptors knew in trading for Kawhi Leonard, they might not stick around, even after his decision returned to his hometown of Los Angeles.
Let's play some D. Let's go.
The Raptors have to feel good about the way it all worked out for him.
Kevin, the first championship in franchise history, and now they set
that was my fault. I should have helped out.
To the mountaintop. Some
talented Kimbo, what kind of defense was that?
Vets, not to mention an outstanding front office. I think it'd be a mistake to count them out.
And so it's the Raptors.
Pull up, baby. Pull up. Let's go.
Walker, one up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
And you gotta love how Walker gets going from there. His jump shot is just gorgeous.
Lowry inside the line. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
I knew he was going to try to start off. I just knew it.
And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for Boston. Their last encounter was in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And those are the games that really hurt. I mean, you're playing well, the effort's there, and in the end, it still isn't enough.
Here's Siakam. Lays it up off the glass.
Woo.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now, here's Walker. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Here's Anunoby. And it's good for 2.
This is going to be a game. This is going to be a tough one.
Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Walker the pass to Tatum. Back to Walker from 13, and it goes down 2 points.
Whoa, that's a very big part of this game, burning the D from mid-range.
Three-pointer. Lowry. That one's not going to go. And the Celtics going the other way now.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Tatum finds Walker. Back to Tatum. Celtics passing it around. Ball's knocked loose.
Almost a reaching foul.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And Greg, last season, the best scoring average of Serge Ibaka's career.
Even with a down year as far as his three-point shooting, Ibaka's still very
Cantor, what are you doing?
Getting more of his offense around the rim, playing some at the 5.
Walker taking his time here. Hayward outside. Tatum against Siakam.
Pass was supposed to go to Walker.
Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against the Pacers in Indiana. Lowry kicks to Siakam. Great D that time from Tatum.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Walker dishes to Tatum. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Hayward drills it from outside.
Hayward's a weapon. I mean, his impact isn't limited to any one area of the floor, inside or beyond the arc.
Now, here's Siakam. 23 points for him the last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Lobs it up for Ibaka. And here is Brown. Pass to Canner. Outside, Walker. Trains it from 9 feet away. Walker's got 6.
Oh, he's got a role in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Well, last season, the chemistry for the Celtics, well, to put it nicely, it was lacking. They had friction over playing time. Players pointed fingers. Marcus Smart said it. I mean, they weren't together.
Thank you, liquids, guys.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Boucher is checked in. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for OG Anunoby. Davis is checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's VanVleet. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Down low, Boucher, and he goes in for the dunk.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
And Chris, just an uneasy silence in the Celtics locker room last season. The bench really not celebrating plays. How do they regain that joy?
Yeah, Kevin, it's so tough when you don't have good chemistry. I think you start with putting the team first. In leadership, it starts with being a good follower. It starts with sacrifice. Well, I think he's looking around wondering where the D is. I mean, nowhere near him, that's for sure.
Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Wanamaker the pass to Williams. 41 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Goes up on the wing. Boucher with the rebound. Raptors leading by 3. VanVleet looking around. Kicks it out to Siakam. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. With 1 on the clock. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 3. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And let's listen to Pascal Siakam talking about the work ethic of his teammates.
You come in every day. Guys in the gym every single day. So I used to think that I was always the hardest worker, but, you know, just coming to see guys, the amount of work that they put in, trying to get better each and every day.
And Greg, when everyone is working hard, it builds a chemistry.
And a culture. Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
And we welcome you back to NBA action, a great tradition, Christmas Day basketball, here on 2K Sports. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Green is out there with Williams. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Wanamaker.
Too much dribbling, man. Too much dribbling.
Chris, looking back, you played on a few Christmas days. What was your personal favorite?
Well, I'll tell you, anytime you can beat 2 Hall of Famers and a Hall of Fame coach, you know, that's a special time. So anytime you can beat Shaq, Kobe, and Phil Jackson is pretty special. I remember beating the Lakers on the road a couple of times there for Christmas, and it's so special because it's the one day you know the basketball world.
How did they get that pass in there?
You know, everyone's at home playing with their train sets, their remote-controlled cars, their dolls, and they're taking a little time to hang out with you. It's really cool playing on Christmas Day.
The Raptors shooting their first foul shot of the game.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. The Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe.
Good job,
this
career.
summer, he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Siakam up top. "20 feet out. Rebound Boston. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that game.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin,
Career,
one of the
boy.
reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he reached this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story.
We got to cut those passing lanes
So
off.
the Celtics called timeout. They're first. And only 6 feet tall in shoes. Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness score. His toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
Now here's Tatum. 17 points for him last game against Charlotte.
You love the confidence of Tatum. He'll rise and fire, even with the defender glued to him.
Here's Lowry. And the pass to Powell. Here's Anunoby. Defended by
Lowry's
Hayward.
not being aggressive as I thought he would
Go
be.
from the wing. And it's off the back rim. No good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Pass to Cantor. He kicks it to Smart. Cantor, the pass to Tatum. Shot clock at 5. It's stolen by Ibaka. Here's Van Vliet. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
Outside Tatum. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Dead-eye shooting from them this quarter.
Toronto trailing. Van Vliet with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Lowry. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
A veteran guard with a knack for penetrating defenses. Lowry can pretty much get any shot he wants. What's up?
And Kyle Lowry no good on that one.
And the free agency fate of Kyrie Irving hung over the Celtics last season. Now that he's gone, how do they weather his departure?
Well, yeah, great question. I think that the uncertainty was a drain on all of them. I mean, Kyrie's obviously
we got to keep
an
that
elite
crowd
talent.
quiet, baby.
I still think they have what it takes, though, to get it done.
Here's Lowry.
Guys, what are you
Kemba Walker
doing?
making his last shot. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior
Watch the paint.
defenders with their work down low.
Powell against Walker. Shoots over Powell. And
there we go. There we go, Walker. Dominate, baby. Dominate. Let's go.
Much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Now here's Van Vliet. Tight defense on him. Shots good by Ibaka.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The Celtics have gotten on a roll and just kept going here in the second quarter. 8 of 8. Wow. Walker against Lowry. And it's Walker penetrating.
Beautiful.
And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Well, Walker has speed to burn. A nightmare keeping him out of the paint.
Anunoby kicks to Van Vliet. There's 37 seconds left here in the second. Good work defensively by Smart.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
There's a foul, ref.
The Raptors have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Lowry deciding where to go with it here. Van Vliet with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Out to Ibaka. Plenty of space. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Now Walker. Here's Smart. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
Their defense has been practically non-existent. Sure, they're facing a team that got hot. You could even say a bit lucky at times, but no one is stepping up on D and taking anything away. Have some pride. Don't let a guy shoot like that in your face.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
I was surprised on how comfortable they seemed here on the road. The hostile crowd, that didn't bother them at all. And I want to see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Both teams are shooting pretty well, 67 to 64%.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Lowry and Powell, the guard. And it's Van Vliet into the 3, the small forward. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half. One of the bigger names on the free agent market this past year, Kemba Walker.
And it didn't take long for him to land with Boston to replace Kyrie. Hornets made an attempt but offered well below Kemba's
Ibaka's
value.
getting hot, man.
I think Kemba's going to be a great fit in Boston.
And Walker's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Off target from 3-point range. Toronto shooting an impressive 65%, having their way with this defense. Lowry for 3. It's good from long range. And now a 3-point Toronto lead.
No, he just caught the defense napping. He shoots a very high percentage from 3-point range, and there's no hand in his face.
Hayward outside. To the paint. Here's Tatum.
Good pass, good
Lays
pass.
up and banks it in. Tatum's got 6.
Wow, he's just incredible at understanding the game. Hayward is so good at making the defense pay for leaving guys open.
Floats it up there for Siakam.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Celtics trail by 3. Now here's Walker. He's got 14. Pass to Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. Over Ibaka. And another basket for Boston.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And the Raptors call time here. The creation of the super teams, Chris, is enough being done to ensure a competitive balance in the NBA.
This is on the road, too. They got an A+ home court advantage.
Every year, you're going to have to evolve in trying to do enough and to see what happened the previous year. But yeah, and the fact remains, though, Kevin, is, you know, I like working with you. You're my friend. I would go work with you. And in basketball, you want to go play with your friends.
Same
so
stuff, yeah.
How do you stop that?
Right.
I don't know. When guys get to hang out in the summer and say, wouldn't it be cool if we got to play together, our kids to play together, and we could win one? That's going to be hard to deter. So I just think it's about how strong the will of the friends are, and more importantly, what is the league doing to kind of not necessarily give as much incentive to do that, but I think the league is doing a great job staying proactive, giving guys a lot of incentive, a lot of reason, a lot of dinero to stay on with the team.
Defense.
And so here's Toronto after the basket by Boston.
Get it!
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Look at Milwaukee. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And you know, for Boston, they're sort of cemented in this spot right now. Playing decent basketball, but not quite well enough to make up any ground and get into that next tier.
Count that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 4 this quarter.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Pass to Poirier. Back to Green. Brown outside. Shot from the wing, and it's Boston with another.
He doesn't play around. If the bucket's there for him, he's going to
Brown's
get
got a hot hand. We got to
with the lead. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Raptors have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. And that one misses. So we can't get either to fall.
And a big summer for the Celtics. Some key decisions with multiple players hitting free agency.
Yeah, and with some comments from players like Terry Rozier in the offseason, you had a sense this roster could have a different look. I mean, now they're hoping the pieces fit and players can buy in with their roles.
Now, here's Brown. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
A young, fine player with fine-tuned skills. I mean, Brown's more than comfortable creating some offense for himself.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Here's Davis. Got it. Good job in the low post. Davis has got his second bucket. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Smart comes in for Green. All right, we've got a bit of a break now, so here's a look at the league's best defenses. The Raptors in second.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard
and
they
good
play
defense.
together. They are a tough group to score on.
Boston trailing. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. Wanamaker looking over the floor. Brown outside. Puts one up from 19. Shots good by Williams. And the Celtics lead by 1.
Oh, what incredible
Williams
precision.
got an ugly shot, but he can hit it.
Cutting the D to pieces with his passing.
There's 1:17 left in the third quarter, and the shot is good. Van Vliet's got 10 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Kicks to Williams. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors.
And that game against the Hawks, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Baca comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Fred VanVleet. Good on the second free throw.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
And here's Lowry. 9 points in the game so far.
No. Get the ball.
Boucher's shot is off.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite.
Good shot, Wanamaker.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Pick up the pace, get the 2 for 1 here.
If that's how they want to end this quarter, they're going to have to score quickly.
Lowry for 3, and again, Toronto with the triple.
Deceptive and skilled at that guard position. When Lowry's scoring like this, good luck trying to defend it.
Here's Wanamaker. There's 14 seconds left in the third. Nice shot by Smart.
Good job,
and
Smart.
not even
Keep
3
shooting,
quarters
baby.
out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Anunoby in the corner. Can't get it to fall.
Coming out of college, Tatum showed inconsistent intensity on defense, but he's made great strides in that area.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Celtics lead by 1. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next.
We're playing pretty good on the road, though. In Toronto, Canada.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the floor for Boston, Hayward at small forward, with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Smart, the guards. And it's Cantor in at the center, filling out the middle. Walker finds Tatum. All alone. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Tatum's got the lead up to 3 now for Boston.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys.
You can't hit that. No.
Yeah. You just want to keep fighting, you do your best, and you live with the results.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
Here's Walker after the Raptors pick up 2. Unloads from 13, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
He's been a different player since halftime, coming on strong now.
Powell against Hayward. It counts, and the foul. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Greg, this is why they go to him in these spots. I mean, they trust his judgment and ability to score down the stretch.
Siakam is checked in for Davis. The free throw drops for Powell. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Outside, Walker and Cantor now top the key. Here's Walker. Back to Hayward. 4 on the shot clock. Powell pulls it in. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And he's good on the 3-ball. Lowry's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And it's Walker penetrating. Score that
Good
one
job,
for
Walker.
him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
He's just taking what the defense gives up. Walker, I mean, he's so smooth in these situations.
Powell, no one around him. His 3-pointers off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And there's the pass to Cantor.
Bad
No good
shot
on
right
that one.
there.
So the Raptors will take
Can't
it the other
again
way.
hit that jump shot.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
And the penetrating ability of Anunoby, confident when it comes to attacking the defense.
Walker goes in. That one good for 2. Walker's got 4 this quarter.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as
Walker's got to
easy
take over this
as
game.
it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time again.
And the slithery agility of Ibaka. Not many guys
Also
can
playing
go
out of their
up with
minds
him
right now.
to stop the catch and dunk.
Here's Walker. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Powell. The rebound by the Celtics. Cantor's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Tatum, and he gets the whistle. 2 free coming up.
He had to foul Tatum on that one. He couldn't stop him.
Tatum has a good feel for catching defenders off balance. I mean, we'll see what he can do at the line.
First one falls for him.
And what you love about Tatum is that scoring gene, but with efficiency, both from the field and the line.
The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you if they don't get a stop.
You give him a
It's
step,
back
they
to a
go straight to the
two-possession game.
basket.
Here's Ibaka, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in 2008. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
And he knocks down the first one.
Ibaka's on fire too, man. Hey. Man, if we can win this one, be a huge win.
Ibaka hits both of them.
Getting it done at the line as he usually does, and that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
It's Brown on the wing. Over Siakam. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That would have been a nice
Something we
full-court play,
saw a
man.
lot from Brown
Better
as
made
an
that.
amateur. The ability to draw fouls and get to the line.
Well, I think he was inside the 3-point line anyway.
That free throw, no good.
Come on, Brown.
He hits the second from the line.
And for Brown, it's about consistently improving. We've seen flashes from him, but
You guys tighten
now
up,
it's
tighten
time
it up,
for him
tighten
to
it
meet
up.
expectations.
Now, here's Lowry. Out to Ibaka. Here's the three. And Cancer pulls it down.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Outside, Walker. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And Walker kicks to Tatum. Just 5 to shoot. Boston needs to get off a shot. Brown outside. Good on the three-point shot. Brown's got the game tied up here for the Celtics.
Reminding us again why he's one of the game's great clutch shooters.
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. Siakam. Here's Ibaka.
Good block. Let's go.
Tatum with it. He kicks it to Walker. Back to Tatum. Right wing to take the lead. And Walker gets it to go on the assist by Tatum. 20 points for Kemba Walker.
And whenever the game is on the line, Walker is a great option to go to. He just has a knack for burying big shots.
Siakam against Hayward. Passes to Anunoby. No good.
Yes, it's a good rebound, baby.
And here's Boston. The lead is 2. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Now, here's Walker. It drops.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
And the Raptors call time here. They're behind by 4. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots. And you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
Okay, well, let's go down to David
Don't let him shoot the three. Don't let him shoot the three.
Hey, guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He told them, look, guys, we're running out of time. We're going to make a move. It's got to be now. Are you guys ready to make a move? They all nodded, and he said, then go take it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. No good as the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he does get the second one. And that puts them up by 5. Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 5. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Woo! Five seconds.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Lowry inside the line. And it goes out of bounds.
Way to let it go out of bounds. Way to let it go out of bounds. Be careful with the inbound.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. And they go to the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Walker taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
And the speed of Walker, I mean, it's sensational. He can switch gears and an active player.
Blazing right now, baby.
And he is unable to get the second one. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assistant.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Boston. And this
is Cantor's on fire too.
2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Getting the starters out of there so they can't, you know, get fouled out or anything. I guess that's what they're doing. Or they're bringing in the scrubs because they figure we got the win. I don't know.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Davis, the pass to Johnson. Fader on the way. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W.
Yeah, man, this
a
is a big
win under difficult circumstances, Greg. It's the visiting team.
It really was.
Big
but
win.
that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Weber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody for watching again. If you're new to the channel, I'm glad you came by to check out Hollywood Sports. And guys, I'll end this video by saying thanks for watching.